4Gs, 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 let's go. 4Gs, 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 look. Full syndication, full elevation, all generations we already made. Shot, Dot, Malcolm, Chris the King, plus the Doc. You know that's like 4Gs. Sports Mind. Real world, real problems, real news, real sports. We gon' let you know right here on 4Gs, 4Gs.
Boy, patiently waited. Thank you very much. Part 1 had its moments. Part 2, let's see what we got. So, I can't wait. And I was there. Here's part 2 of Coach's Roundtable with Coach Banfield, Coach Drako, of course, the Doc, and the King, and yours truly. Here we go. What was the turning point that made you all want to start coaching in your respective sports?
I got tired of seeing bad basketball being played. I'm gonna tell the truth. I got tired of seeing coaches out there letting kids just run up and down the court, throwing the ball all over the place, no set plays, no communication, traveling, double dribbling. The list can go on and on and on. And I said, enough is enough. Let me go ahead and put my application in so I can get this done right.
Yeah.
When I can have 7 and 8 year olds running a college diamond track in a 3-month period and working that effectively, I thought I did pretty good. And we were blowing teams out by 30, 40 points. I got tired of watching bad basketball. It was my chance to get, meet some new kids, spend time with my own son, spend time with some other kids, and also give back to the community and to the game I like to play. Love to play. Right. But bad basketball really pisses me off.
I can attest to that.
Oh God.
I think the place, time, opportunity for me really. 2 people that really got me into coaching youth sports. Michael Thomas, aka Big Tough. Shout out to you, bro. And Mr. Coach Chris the King. I think they both just kind of saw my passion for each sport and my knowledge base. I can't speak for King, but I assume that's what it was. My passion for the sport and the knowledge base, and kind of brought me into that coaching circle. And that's what really got it going for me.
All right. Oh, here we go.
Man, what made me start? Hey, y'all gonna think me crazy, man. With the booty shorts. Hey. It was almost that, man. Actually, man, it was my baby mama, man. My baby mama. Hey. So my baby mama, man, she coaches club volleyball. So I used to go to all the tournaments and all that kind of stuff, and then my partner, man, he told me he was coaching Little League. I put off coaching for like the absolute longest time, man. Like years on top of years on top of years. Like I avoided it. I for real avoided it. And my mama, she was like, you need to go ahead and coach and this. And I was like, man. And then once I got in, man, and saw like the impact that you can really have on kids, man, and especially like if their parents have heard of you or have seen you play ball or something like that, like then it's like your word is golden. It's like your word is golden now. Like you can go tell a kid like, hey, if you go run through that jungle and let a elephant bite you on the butt, you're gonna be great. That parent would make their kid, hey, you go run through that jungle. He said you run through that jungle, but on the flip side of that, some coaches do too much. And that was another part. Some coaches do too much. Like I tell everybody, man, any skill position, I can coach. I can train you at any skill position. But if you're an O lineman or a D lineman, I can help you get in shape. I can, get you in the weight room. But when it comes time to do like O lineman and D lineman drill, I can't help you with that. And what made me get in was you see certain coaches telling kids how to do certain things when you have no idea how that should go. or what should that athlete get themselves better? So I really jumped in it, man, just to help kids to figure out a way and just know that it's not all. For one, it's not just sports. First off, it's grades also. So when you hammering that, when you hammering grades, then sports, then that's what made me really want to get into it, because everybody feels like if they're scoring touchdowns in Little League, they're gonna be scoring touchdowns in high school. But that's not how it works. Just because you're scoring touchdowns in high school don't mean you're gonna be scoring touchdowns in college. And college to the NFL. It's not gonna happen. So I think that's the part that made me want to get into it.
All right.
Nice, I always knew I was going to be a coach. I'm living my dream. I want to be a coach, and initially it was going to be a physical therapist, but I went into personal training instead because it was a lot less school. But but I always knew what cemented it for me was more when I got into high school. My club coach, Coach Ray Davis from Arizona Puma, he was like the father. And I was like an angry kid. Came out here from Brooklyn and was just wild, right? And he found a way to come in and teach me how to channel that energy from what to fight all the time and things like that. And then when I got to high school, I had Coach Coleman, who was a drill sergeant. So I had to learn how to balance and take from Coach Coleman and then Coach Ray Davis and kind of put it together. And kind of like you guys say with bad basketball, I learned that track wasn't just run till you die. As to where when I got to high school, it was like, we're going to run 10 by 400. I'm like, for what? I'm a 400 runner. I don't need to run. I understood that concept. And it caused with my high school coach. So when I finally got those two to sit down and talk, he kind of changed the approach and with me and understanding, like, look, you have to treat it as, because he was a football coach, you have to treat it as if he was like a cornerback. You're not going to have him do certain things that this position is going to do. This is how you train. And when I saw them sit down and talk, that kind of goes back to when I told you how I would approach it with another coach. When I saw that, I was so impressed how he got Coach Coleman to calm down and understand what to do. And we literally changed things around. So for me, like, it's always been in me to coach, but the passion for track has always been there. The love for coaching high school is there because what I went through, I think that sticks with me. Because I coached at GCC for a little bit. I mean, it was cool, but by that level, you should be already developed. I like developing athletes, getting them prepared for that next level. But I mean, I like he said, Drako said, the impact that you have on these kids. I like to use the analogy: you tell them to eat some dirt, they're gonna eat that dirt. You tell them that chocolate milk, and they'll be like, "Oh, this don't taste right, but I'll drink it, coach." And I love the impact that I have on them. And throughout practice, throughout the years of being with me, we talk about life. I get to really know these kids, and I allow them to be who they are. I don't try to change them. If they're the type of kid that gets angry easy, I'll let them get angry. But now we're gonna channel it. I'm not going to get frustrated and be like, why are you acting like this? I'll let them vent. I'll let them talk. That's the side of coaching for me that when they're at home, I like, because when they're at home, they probably don't get that. Look, if you have parents like our parents, you ain't talking back. So
you wake up next week.
Exactly. But the thing about it is, if you look back at it, a lot of times is you weren't really talking back. You were just trying to express what the hell you're feeling at the moment. It's that simple. But my Caribbean mama don't talk back. So as a coach, you get to hear what the kids feel. You get to really link up with them and talk to them. And then in with that too, I mean, there's been situations where a kid was about to commit suicide, called me up. I had a kid, she got pregnant, and she was scared to tell her mom was abusive. Like things like that. So for me, like, that's the part of it that I love, because you just never, just like in life as adults, man, like, with those, like, let's talk to this whole COVID thing. There's people that are sitting at home when they're in the quarantine or during these times that is real bad at home. We good, right? People that, and there's nobody to check on them. And now they're going through a real rough time. You know what I mean? So I like being like that with the youth, because if there's going to be anyone that kids remember. Think about it. We all grown now with our kids, and we could talk about our high school coaches or our coaches from the youth. So, as I said in the previous podcast, I know I'm making it as a coach by how many weddings I've been invited to, or how many birthday parties, or how many emails about the kids. That's how I know I did my job. If you make it to the Olympics, you make it to the NFL, that's bonus. Like, that's not even my job. That was the university's job that got you to that next level. But if you still in contact with me, I made it.
There you go. All right, gentlemen, this is kind of a long question, but it's a good one. Is this the goal for every athlete? Attitude and approach to the game and practice is everything. It will determine your leadership, playing time, and rotation spot. Respect is earned through hard work and mindset. Coach Banfield.
I mean, I would think so. I mean, I wouldn't say with every athlete. I say that would be for me. It's the goal for the athletes that want it, because I can't force you to do anything. I'm not a babysitter, first and foremost. And in our parent meetings, the first thing I tell these parents is, like, first and foremost, if you were just out here to exercise and hang out with your friends, I prefer if the kids weren't on the team. That's the first thing I say. And the parents look at me like I'm the jerk until I explain this exact question right here, this type of thing. Because there's kids out there with real goals, you know. But I think, you know, no, that's not the goal for every athlete. My goal for every athlete is just to enjoy the sport, but there's that few that I'll put up on that level to where, like, look, I need you guys to be the leaders, but definitely not every athlete. Because some just don't want it.
Right. I would agree, not for every athlete, but as a coach, you have to get the parents into the same mindset as the children as well. So when they do come into the gymnasium, you got to let them know what the expectations are of them and their child in the beginning. And then you'll weed out the ones that don't want to be there for the most part. You'll know. The ones that want to come to practice, like Coach Banfield said, they'll figure it out. You'll see some kids that want to come to practice and give you 120% every practice. You'll have those ones that come to practice and give you 50%. Now, come game time, just expect that you might not get in as much as that kid that gave 120%. But if you give me that, not everyone's going to have that same type of skill set. Now, if I have a kid that's not as talented and he's given 100% of his effort in practice, I'm going to put him in the game some way, somehow. They give him the opportunity to go out there and show out. You know what I mean? So it depends on the kid for the most part. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think sports in general to me is the most selfish thing you can participate in, especially you know from once you leave Little League, business. Once Little League is over, it's business. Nowadays, Little League is business because they got Netflix teams and all that kind of stuff like that. So you got parents wanting their kids to play on this team because they have a Netflix series and all that type of stuff like that. So I don't know. It would really be hard to see. I think some kids come to practice to work hard, but I think some kids, just put it like this, they didn't grow up on sports how we grew up on sports. Now it's a social media thing. Everybody, you know, taking pictures before the games, posting before the games. You know, it's different now, man. So you get those kids that are hungry and want to go to the next level at whatever sport, but you can tell who's hungry. You can tell who's out there just to have a jersey. You can tell who's out there just to be on a team on a Friday night and honestly don't give a damn if they play or not. You know what I'm saying? So I think especially football, man, when you got 100 and some jerseys, they don't care as long as they're on the sideline. Basketball is different. Basketball, you have to make the team. Football is the only sport in high school that you don't have to make the team.
Track.
Oh yeah, you're right. And track, but this is the thing though. Track. How many kids do you really get that want to come to practice and run every damn day and not want to be part of the track team?
You'd be surprised how many kids is like that. There's kids that don't go to the meet; they just want to get in shape.
No.
Wow.
I understand that. I understand that part.
Yeah.
I'm saying that really want to play, that really want to participate though.
Oh, you mean like how many want to make it to that next level or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, like maybe 6 total of the whole squad that's serious about it.
Yeah. So you know, it's different, man. I believe like one of my college coaches told me, man. Actually, he's one of the new defense coordinator for Carolina Panthers. Shout out Coach Snow. He said to me, man, I will never recruit a kid that came from a 2-parent home, man.
Oh,
Why? Why is that?
they don't have that.
When you come from a 2-parent home, it's different. It's different than when you just grow up with your mama and your lights get cut off and you eating hot dogs every day, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Now you hungry. When you got 2 parents, if daddy got it, your mama got it. And these, you know what I'm saying? So if you grew up with just your mama, if your mama don't got it, who got it? Don't nobody got it. So if your mama don't got it, that's when you have these kids that's going out and doing things they shouldn't be doing to get it for their mama. You know what I'm saying? So then that's what coaches like myself, I grew up in the hood, man. I done seen it all. So I don't bite my tongue. I don't do none of that. Hey, yeah, I cuss at kids. You know why I cuss at kids? They cussing in school. The music they listen to got cussing in it. You know what I'm saying? The music they listening to got cussing in it. Like I don't call them like B words and all that kind of stuff. I might be like, you dumbass man, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But you have to have that relationship with that kid. Like you can't just be like, man, you a dumbass dude, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just,
you know, you can get away with it with.
Right.
Get away
So
with it.
I just think, man, it varies, man. It varies. Some kids come to practice like, hey, I got goals. Some just like, hey, I just want a letter on my letterman's jacket.
Okay.
So, in terms of when we, the semantics of the question, every athlete, there's 3 words on here for me that is true for every athlete, and that is respect is earned. And that might be, a lot of the military in me, a lot of the upbringing in me, but we've all seen those kids that show up and they feel some way about how they should be talked to based off of what mommy said on the way there or something like that. But personally, you got to earn it. You got to earn every shred of it on the field, on the court. You earn that respect. We don't just give it to you because you're there. But in terms of the other pieces, I would agree with the rest of the coaching panel. I think it depends on how serious you are about the sport. I mean, I think if you're full throttle, serious and real about the sport you're playing, your attitude and approach will lead to you being a leader on that team and will be an obvious factor in the amount of playing time and where you are in the rotation in terms of starting, off the bench, first rotation, whatever the case may be. But that part isn't for every athlete because there's some kids that just want to be there to play a sport with their boys or their girls, and that's fine. You go out there, you play, you respect the coaches, you get that respect back, and hopefully, put together a good team that makes a playoff run or a championship for your respective bracket or region or whatever the case may be, or your 7 national championships, as Coach Drako would say, one of the 8 million, whatever it is. But ultimately, for me, it comes down to the respect part. Your respect is earned, and I think once the respect is mutual and there, the rest of this will fall in line.
Can I touch on that respect factor?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The respect is earned. Whatever you show me, I respect that. So if you show me you lazy, I respect it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I thank you for letting me know. So I'm gonna go on and focus on these kids because the biggest thing that I do with especially the younger kids is like the freshmen. If they're acting wild and good, I don't like to raise my voice. So when I actually do, the kids are like, "Oh, okay." So with kids when they're acting up, I look at them I just turn my head from them,
Yeah.
and they change their whole attitude.
Because they'll tell you who they are.
I got my own kids. When it comes to discipline, and I'm not trying to yell at you. If I have to yell at you, you really messed up.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. An athlete will tell you who they are without verbally saying it. You'll know.
Yeah.
That's a great statement.
Yep.
All right. Now we're going to the fan questions. Okay.
Boy.
This is from Debbie, our yoga instructor. Shout outs to Debbie.
Debbie.
What do you think of women coaches in the NFL? Coach Banfield.
I mean, cool. If they know what they're doing, I mean, why not? That's all I can really say about it. If you qualified and you can get the job done, and you've never played football but you have the knowledge, hey, that's fine. Like, I've never ran the 3,200 or I've never played football to be a wide receiver, but I can help them get where they need to go. So, I mean, that's probably a benefit for the players. Now they actually got, something other than a duty on it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, so, I don't know.
King.
If you qualify for the job, you got the job.
Yep.
If you get the job done, so be it. Male, female, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, she must know something to be in that position, or to be even interviewed or considered for that position. So,
correct.
I'm all for it.
All right. Coach Drako.
Oh boy, if she qualified, man. If she qualified, she good to go. Shit, man, you got men coaches that don't really know how to coach and coaching. So if she qualified, man, hey, go on, let her do her thing. Me personally, I wouldn't want no fine woman coach. She couldn't be jazzy. Man. Hey, she just couldn't. Hey.
All right. El Chapo, you done. You done.
Hey, first off, I don't even know how to follow Draco sometimes.
That's what I was saying, man. I'm glad I ain't doing it.
Hardest job of the show.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think we all touched on qualifications, right? If you qualified, if you understand the game, no matter what it is, whether it's NFL, basketball, tennis, anything, I don't care what it is. If you know the game, if you understand the game, if you're qualified, but on top of that, if you can reach and you can teach. Because it's different. There is a difference between knowing a game and having the ability to reach your athlete to teach them in a way that they'll accept it and understand it and apply it. But that goes, for me, that's across the board. I mean, men, women, it don't matter. If you have that ability and you have that knowledge base, then why not?
I think it's good for the NFL too because, I mean, on another level, it'll help a lot of these guys respect females more. Yeah, because they're in a male-dominated sport. All in general, all sports, right? You talk about an aggressive sport, where it's just constant, having a female to tame that down a little bit is probably a good thing, because now you have to learn to check those emotions and check yourself a little bit better. And I think the respect for female, look, I was raised by my mama, you know what I mean? So if she was able to, I've seen her talk to some big one of my oldest boys, man, he was straight up thugged out, and he would humble him. She would humble him to a level that was crazy to see. And all the other dudes saw that. So when she walked up, hey, Mama Banfield, but she didn't down on him, but she just always talked to him in a nice way, and braiding his hair up and stuff like that, So I think on another aspect, as far as one being far away from qualifications, clearly they're qualified, they're going to be there.
Correct. And
I say that lightly because some people say, well, what about that Giants coach who had no real qualifications, right? Right? And I'm a Giants fan, so to say, but it is. But as a female, they got to be qualified to put them in that position. Yeah. Period. Gotcha. So.
All right. So our next fan question comes from Jorge Espinoza. how do you keep your teenagers motivated to do well in the game and classroom? Banfield.
Yeah, no pass, no play.
Hey,
That's simple. You don't look. If it was up to me, and actually it is up to me, if you have a D, you're not competing. Period. I don't care if the school says that if you have a D, you can still play. No, that's failing to me. A D is failing. You know. So my way of keeping them motivated, you just hold them accountable. This is where the grade checks come in. Talking about responsibilities, and that's the beauty about sports too. You're teaching them to manage time. You're teaching them how to handle, essentially, being a college athlete. You know, or for those that doesn't have the dream of going into college, it teaches you how to be an adult, because that's how it is. You go to work, right? You might have a project you got to finish at work, but if you don't finish this time, though, you don't get a yellow card. You lose your job. So you got to focus on that first. You know, the first element is student athletes, and if you're not a student first, hey, I don't care how good you are, you're not going to get to play. So if you don't develop these habits now, when you get to college, no matter if you play sports or not, if you don't have proper habits as a high schooler, it's going to affect the rest of your life. Because Drako said it earlier, this goes more than this is life. This is life, you know.
All right, King.
It all starts at home. You got to start them early. You got to let them know, no pass, no play. Even though, like in elementary school, I'm not sure how many have that in place. But as a parent, I'll sit his ass down too. Period. We ain't got to wait for the school to say something. I'll do it myself. Yep. And I'll let the coach know that why you're not playing. That goes with behavior, body language. The list goes on and on and on. The accountability will be set in the beginning. So when it gets to high school, we won't have that problem.
Right.
Okay. Coach Drako.
I agree, man. No pass, no. You get a 69. Yeah, just like you said, man, you sit out 6 weeks. You sit down for 6 weeks. Hey, if your team don't make it to the playoffs, that's on you.
That's on you.
So out here in Arizona, you get to play with a 60. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. So I think, hey, you tell them, hey, 69, you're sitting out 6 games, 6 weeks. For basketball, what is two games a week, right? So that's 12 games. That's 12. Track meet, you strike me. You know, so hey, no pass, no play. Hey, you get to 69, you sit out 6 weeks.
I like that. I'm taking notes on that one.
Yeah. I think it's for us, you know, especially with me, it's preparing them to get to when we pass them off to the level of Coach Drako and Coach Banfield, because we're dealing with that. For me personally, we're dealing with that like preteen time. So setting that foundation first, that is what's important. I know there was some times where we were doing grade checks with our team, you know, with Chris, and that wasn't even part of the score or nothing, but they had to understand the importance of what it meant for them as athletes, especially for those that choose to pursue to go on to high school. And if they have dreams of playing college, that they have to understand that they are a student athlete, and student is first.
Okay. Now, I just want to add one more question. I just want to expand on this question. Now, you're saying if they, you know, of course, don't pass, don't play. Do you expect them to show up to practice, you know, those 6 weeks, or even though they're suspended?
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of your punishment.
Element. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's part of your punishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
You still got to come to practice.
Another element to it is you got a student handbook. You signed the contract along with your parents. Welcome to the business world.
Yep.
That's it. I'm holding you liable to this contract. That's exactly what I tell them. As a self-employed person, when I have my clients sign that contract, this is how much they got to pay me. I'm also liable to that contract that I got to show up for every session. If I don't show up, now I owe them. If I don't make that session up, they can come after me. You got to stick to the contract.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes. OG, I'm going to say yes also, but you better have your ass to study hall a couple days that week.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. And this last question comes from Cory Gossett. how do you deal with parents who ask about why their kids are not getting playing time? That's a great question. Coach Banfield, floor is yours on this one.
I mean, I just tell them like it is. Ask them.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting playing time? Well, ask them. Why is that? Or did they tell you why? Well, they said that, you just playing favorites to Janiyah Jasper or somebody. Well, I mean, were they running with Janiyah or were they out hanging out with their girlfriend? Wow. Ask them that question. I put it back on them. I mean, because at least with track, I can speak for track. When they see me out there doing, I'm big on technique, right? We all big on technique. So our practices really consist a lot more of technique, doing more explosive stuff for a short time for recovery, go back to the technique, right? So if I'm spending more time with somebody that, who's D1 bound, you better believe I'm gonna spend more time with them because they D1 bound. Now those athletes that want to get better will step up in line right behind that person and want to do better. But if your kid's telling me that I'm not going to the invitationals, or they're not going to the invitationals because Coach Banfield don't like me, I mean, it's a real simple concept. The top 3 in each event go to the invitational. Just look and see where your kid is placed and tell them to work harder. Don't ask me that question.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that simple for me.
Okay. King.
It's that simple. Why? First of all, the kid should be asking me why he ain't playing that much, not the parent. But first and foremost, he should be coming to me and asking me, what can I do to get more playing time? It is not your mommy and daddy's opportunity to come and talk to me about that. As a matter of fact, also, what are you doing in practice? What are you doing in practice? What we really want to say is your son or daughter is just not good enough to start or get more playing time, but we can't say those things. So we're going to sit there and say the more political thing. If you put it in practice, we'll show in the game. And if you show pistol attitude in practice, this is what you get. Period. What it is.
Coach Drako.
Hey, I'll be quick. I'll be like, ma'am. What I need you to do is come to practice at 4:00. Sit in your car and watch your kid, and you tell me if he should be playing.
Wow. Okay.
Sit in your car, because if you come out to practice and watch, he gonna give a little bit extra effort. I need you to hide, sit and watch practice, and then you tell me if your kid should be playing.
Okay.
I mean, it really is. It's really all of that simple. All my fellow panelists have really nailed it. I mean, on top of maybe asking them when they're watching them practice, watch their body language. What's their body language like? What are they doing body language wise in practice? When they haven't earned that playing time, are they on the bench moping, or are they being part of their team still? You know what I mean? Just because you're on the bench don't mean you can't look at what's going on in the game and help your teammates out. So are you part of the team or are you not part of the team?
Right.
And step it up. And back to what King said, and why are you talking to me about this?
Yeah.
Why aren't they?
Yeah. And then being in high school, I can't be as blunt as I want to. Because if it was like club, I can just be as blunt as all ever. But like, Coach Gossett said, you gotta be, I know I have to be politically correct as a head coach, especially. And especially with this day and time where these kids are so, it's not the kid's fault. It's not the admin's fault. It's the parents' fault.
Facts.
Because they go and they complain to the district office, they complain to the athletic director. Now, for example, there's a new rule for us that we can't give kids our cell phone number. Why? If they need to get a hold of me and I have that relationship with them, that shouldn't be a problem, So I think that type of thing is softening up these kids to even want to come and talk to us, because they know that parents can go right to the AD. Back then, my mom didn't go to the athletic director. She went to the athletic director. I got in trouble. It's not because she wanted to know why I'm not getting playing time or why I didn't run in the track meet. She went to coach. you know. And the only reason why she went to coach is because she didn't believe me. So when she approached, okay, so you telling me he didn't let you in that track just because he don't like you? If you're lying, you gonna get it when you get home. I'm gonna go ask him. So it was different for me, you know.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, I like how you guys put it. Why are you coming? Why is your kid coming to talk to me about it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for those questions. Now, I'll wait. Your Mount Rushmore of coaches. Any sport, any whatever.
That's what made it. Made it interesting because we're going with any sport. So I think I'm going to first start off with John Wooden.
Okay.
And then I go to Bill Belichick, Phil Jackson, and I like John Thompson up there. But I also would probably go towards Tony Dungy or even Greg Popovich. So I kind of have 5 of them.
Coach Banfield.
I'm gonna say Coach Clyde Hart from Baylor University. He produced Michael Johnson, Sonny Richard Ross. They call it the quarter mile university for a reason. When you produce an athlete and you keep coaching him, where 9 years in a row he ran 43 seconds in the 400. Can't go wrong with that. Phil Jackson for his legacy. Believe it or not, Steve Kerr I respect a lot. You know, and Pat Riley. Like Chris Rock said, ain't no white man leading no black nigga to the mountaintop as much as Pat Riley.
Yeah. King.
I'm gonna go Dean Smith. I'm gonna go Jerry Tarkanian because I was a fan of his defense at UNLV. I'm gonna go with Phil Jackson, of course, and I'm gonna go Pat Summitt, University of Tennessee girls basketball. She ran a systematic offense that was unstoppable back then, and I emulated my plays off of what she did.
Good choice.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Sit back and relax, gentlemen. No telling what kind of coach is gonna come up this week.
My first one would be Jimmy Johnson.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, he represented the Thugs. He did that, at University of Miami, and he did it with the Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Bill Belichick. That's self-explanatory.
Yes, sir.
Tom Landry. You know, he did his thing. And I know y'all ain't gonna know who this coach is, man. Coach Tony D'Amato. Y'all know who that is?
Baseball.
Sounds familiar. Boxing.
That's the head coach on any given Sunday. He coached Willie Beeman. Yeah.
You do what you gotta do.
Hold up. In 2 episodes out of Drako now, we've got El Chapo and Al Pacino, Scarface himself.
Oh God.
Yeah. Hey,
God.
I'm gonna tell you why he one of my favorite coaches. Y'all remember at the end when they thought they was gonna re him up on his new coaching gig. And he went and won that chip, and then he burnt off on him, and he took Willie Beeman.
Yeah, took him.
Willie Beeman say, "I'm gonna be here, and it ain't gonna be me."
I knew it. Coach Drako has not disappointed me yet. Oh God. All right. My coaches are kind of spread out. Tommy Lasorda. John Thompson, because I wanted to play for that man. Jimmy Johnson. And the fourth one, I wanted to go with the coach from Connecticut. I'm gonna have to just go with Dean Smith. You know what I mean? I really wanted to, but Dean Smith has done some things that I don't think, regardless of what you say, I don't think can be touched. So, gentlemen, thank you once again. That was a great coaches roundtable. We will do this again. We have different volumes coming. But I just want to personally thank Coach Banfield and Coach Drako, and all the information and will be available in the show description. All right?
Okay.
So, with that being said, King, sign us off, sir. You got any shout outs or goodbyes that you want to do?
I want to give a shout out to my boy Teddy Rushmore for making my shirt. My skin color is not a crime. Thank you very much, young man. He's a 6'5", 15-year-old that plays for Apollo High School. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Doc.
Hey, you know what? Double that shout out because my man Teddy, the young entrepreneur, went ahead and made me my shirt too. I love that he's out there grinding and using quarantine for some great stuff to move his own brand forward. So shout out Teddy.
All right. Coach Banfield.
I just want to shout out to my boy Warren Johnson. He actually just acquired, at the age he barely turned 30. He bought both Crunch Fitnesses on 19th Avenue in Bell and the one in Avondale at a young age. So I just want to shout that out for the photo. Just kind of represent for him. You know.
All right.
Then.
Oh Lord. Oh my God.
Oh, boy.
Coach Drako.
Hey, I want to shout out to myself, man. Hey, check this out. Hey, I'm shouting out to myself. Hey, in about 2 weeks, man, I came out with this clothing line for women. You know, my 7-on-17 is called the Gorillas. I came out with a women's sportswear and swimsuit line called the Gorillas. You know, we got sports bras, we got swimsuits, we got leggings, we got workout gloves. So the website will be up and going by the middle of next week. So be looking out for the Gorillas, swimsuit, loungewear, and sports gear.
All right. Well, you know what? I take that back. Thank you. I thought you was going. I didn't know where it was going to go. But hey, thank you. And also, when you get the website up, please send us the information so we can post it as well. Okay.
Appreciate it.
I just want to give a shout out to all my coaches that came from Coach Banfield, Coach Drako, of course my other two co-hosts, Coach Doc and Coach King. Thank you. This was very educational for me, and hopefully some of the parents or other people that watch this episode will learn quite a bit of what you coaches go through. Not seeing it not just from the parent side, but also seeing it from your side. So thank you very much. Follow. You can comment, share our social media platforms. We're on YouTube, Facebook, IG, Twitter, and SoundCloud at 4G Sports with a Z. And Gentleman Sports is on Facebook. If you have any show topic ideas or any questions, you can email us at 4gsports with the Z at gmail.com. Like always, thank you for watching. See you next week.
Peace.